Welcome to your daily focus, January the 30th, 2023. Today's a day where we could be a little inconsistent. Today is a day where we are looking for new ideas. We are looking for maybe tips on how to do stuff. And our response time may be a little faster than we want it to be. So we'll talk about those things and so much more. Let's start at the beginning. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I send it right back to you. Absolutely. All my love. We have the 30 energy today. The 30 energy is about creating a happy home, a happy life. The 30 energy is about taking time to celebrate our little tiny successes we have along the way. To take that time to celebrate the challenges we've gone through and we've mastered. The things that we've gotten done, the things we got off our to-do list. If you go 3 plus 0, it's a 3. And that's a little bit more about transformation, getting out in nature, utilizing your creativity, your inventiveness to give birth to something, create something. Absolutely. If we do the numerology of the day, it is a 1 plus 3 plus 7, which gives us an 11, which is a master number. That's our teacher. That's our illuminator. Usually we're thrown, with an 11 energy, usually we're thrown a challenge of some sort. And those challenges we want to embrace, those challenges that come at us today, we want to meet it in the eye and flow through it. Because when we do that, the successes become so much greater in our lives. Rather than ignoring what we don't want to deal with, what we don't want to confront it, to deal with it. And it's amazing the successes that trickles off of those challenges that we flow through. Sun is in Aquarius, Moon is in Gemini. So the Gemini Moon kind of brings in this, the Gemini energy is, we're looking at this and then we want to go over here. It's like a young child in the playground, okay? First we're on the swings, then we're on the monkey bars, then we're over in the sand pit. Back to the swings for a little while. We want to try different things out. We want to, kind of put our feelers out, maybe bring in new ideas, new tips. Everything fascinates us, but for not a long attention span. We're more excitable. We're more ready to get out there and find different things. So that makes us a little inconsistent, because if we have one big task in front of us today, we won't be as successful as other days, okay? Now, our thoughts will be on fire. So pay attention to your thoughts and what your thoughts are doing. Are they positive? Are they negative? But we could also be very quick to respond to things, okay? Or we react to things, verbally or action-wise, okay? So really pull it back a little bit today, okay? You want to just jump out there and say this or do that. You might want to just pull it back just a little bit and think about your action, think about your words prior to, because sometimes you just can't take it back, right? So know that is going to be a hiccup for us today, because that's what the energy is asking of us, and we know better than to just not give it a little bit of thought. And trust me, with the Gemini Moon, you won't be able to think long on it. You'll be off to something else. You won't even remember that you wanted to react to that. So let's go to the cards here. Because Gemini is it's like a child in a playground. It's just a beautiful energy. Okay, because we tap into our inner child if we want. I mean, really, you use that Gemini Moon, knowing that you want a broad spectrum of something that you're looking at. So, okay, so I'll pick autism because I know autism so well. So I want to know about autism today. So I don't want to just get bogged down in the word autism. So I find out that there's sensory problems, there's eating problem disorders, there's different medications you can use, there is sensitivity, issues that we can deal with. There's verbal and nonverbal problems. There's gross and fine motor skill problems. So we can kind of be a little bit all over the map and still take in a bunch of knowledge today in order to help ourselves going forward. Okay, our shadow energy of the day is, look at this, the Knight of Wands. He was in quite a few of your readings. He was showing up. So February 2023 is out there, and some of them are a little on the lengthy side, but you know me, I don't stop until the message stops. So some of them are a little shorter, some of them are a little longer, but there is a lot of in-depth information. If you haven't been watching my monthlies, I go into the astrology first. I sometimes talk about what it means collectively, but for you as an individual, I hope you're watching your sun, moon, and rising signs, because that gives you little tidbits. And it really gives, if you can do your sun, moon, and rising signs, you really get an in-depth personal reading without, paying anything, because it's YouTube, for goodness sakes. Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is about stopping, dismounting off your stallion. Okay, we're going forward, but we stop. We dismount. We drop to our knee. We give thanks that we made it to the here and now, that we've got this moment to live. We give thanks for everything that we've gone through that has molded us into the person we are today. And we ask for protection, for strength, for love, for courage, for guidance as we go forward again. So I guess today is a lot of, the underlying energy for today is about gratitude and just, taking time to appreciate, to say thank you, to acknowledge the beauty in your world. Even if it's upside down and backwards, there's still beauty to be had. A lot of you got this one too. The Four of Pentacles. Now, we are in new moon energy, okay? Remember that, because this is about letting go. This is about releasing. We're in new moon energy. We want to move forward. And so the problem is, when we get cards like this, there's something that's holding you back. There's something that's not allowing you to go forward in the way you want, because you're clinging on to a yesterday. It could be a thought. It could be a perception. It could be a physical thing. Okay, and we use it like a crutch. We use it as we can't go forward because. Now, we might have needed that. And I talked a lot in the monthly readings about these walls we build. So let's stick with that, because that'll flow with what I just talked about to you all individually. As we walk through life, we build certain walls to keep ourselves safe. And some of those walls are there for a reason. They're to keep us safe. And we were right in building them at the time. We needed those walls of safety. But sometimes what happens is we leave the wall up. We start to do the rest of our life. Say you were in a rotten relationship. All these walls will come up, right? To keep you safe until you can exit the relationship. But a year later, 2 years later, 5 years later, you still can't connect with somebody because you still have all these walls up and you desperately want that relationship to come in your life. So you have to back it up. You have to go within. And I talked a lot about that. And towards the end of February really is more of the energy of looking within, reconnecting with ourselves. But, we can always do that. It's just the energy helps us a little bit more at the end of the month. So what are you holding on to? What is the wall that you're leaving up that you don't need anymore? You needed it at one point. It kept you safe, absolutely. But you don't need it. You don't need to have that caution there, or that anxiety or fear or anger or whatever it might be that is not allowing you to step forward truly. Okay, maybe you got a bunch of rejection from the exact same path that you're trying to walk right now. Okay, until you tear those walls down where that rejection doesn't bother you anymore, that it just made you stronger, more capable, more knowing of the right things to do. So long as you keep that rejection wall up, you're going to keep getting rejected. So, it's about letting it go. It's about standing up, turning around, seeing this giant pinnacle gate with the angels guarding it, waiting for you to notice. But you can't, so long as you got a foot on certain things and you're hugging it close and you don't want to let anything go. Because it kept you safe at one point in time. Now, this could also be a relationship that you're currently in. This could be an environment that you put yourself into. It could be a job that really isn't utilizing your talents, abilities, and doesn't pay well, and the hours are crap. And, sorry, potty mouth. And you're still there, and it's time to say, okay, I need to go and search. Now, that doesn't mean you quit your job. Okay, it means that you start looking for alternatives to what you're already doing. Tear down that wall. You don't have to stay there anymore if you don't want to. But you have to make that decision for you. Oh, look at this, the 10 of Cups. So this is the happily ever after. This is really the 30 energy coming out, right? The happy family life. We want to create that harmony, that beauty, that magic, that transformation into... So here is the 10 of Cups. We're celebrating. We're celebrating all the things that we want. This is your best life ever, by the way, okay? We've got our castle in the background. We've got the rainbow with the cups over top. Our children are playing, and we're dancing in the lawn, right? So it's about making steps to go forward towards that direction today. It's about looking at your best life ever, that picture that I ask you all the time to design, or I have been asking you for the last 3 months or so to design, since the eclipses, I think. But celebrating, the dancing in the lawn, this is the 30 energy. This is celebrating those little things that you have done that have moved you a step closer to that reality, of bringing that thought in as reality, of stepping into your best life ever. And then we have the Ace of Wands, which came up a couple of times for people. The Ace of Wands is about understanding the balance that needs to be into place, kind of grounding ourselves, knowing that we can have the best of both worlds if we look at how to bring it into balance. So if you're going after that job promotion and you're staying late and you're taking on extra work and you're working the overtime, your family life, your social life, your life with your connection with friends is obviously going to be torn. Unless you work out the balance. Maybe it's conversations with them. Maybe it's a conversation with your boss. But looking at how to bring in the balance so that you don't have to be at work 23 out of every 24 hours. Or you don't have to have that closeness every single day with a friend, a family member, somebody in the community, your people. But you have to have the open communication. And you have to have the awareness, the consciousness that each deserves your time. Sometimes we get busy in life and we don't think. And then all of a sudden somebody's mad at us and we don't know why. Because they were viewing us and we were viewing this. Okay, let's get a mantra card, shall we? Moving forward, get ready for positive change. Moving forward. What a gorgeous card. So I will hold that up for you to meditate on while I read for you. Okay, let's get that up there so you can just take a deep breath and relax and see what calls your attention. See what moves you. Situations and events of the past are clearing, making way for positive change. Turn the negative experiences into a positive and more rewarding future. You have the resources and the ability to move forward now. Take a leap of faith, knowing that the angels will open doors for you and present a clearer and smoother road ahead. Don't let fear or stagnation hold you back. We talked about that with the Four of Pentacles, didn't we? Don't let fear, or maybe it's stagnation because we built that wall so that we wouldn't have to do certain things. The mantra is, I'm ready to move forward with confidence. I'm ready to move forward with confidence. And we'll get an animal card here. That's a good mantra, actually, for today. They know how to pick them, don't they? Because when we say, I'm ready to move forward, I'm determined to move forward, and you have that Gemini moon, you start researching all kinds of things. You get some hands-on, you get some knowledge, you get your feelers out there, you start diversifying your time, your thoughts. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's too many. I think the hummingbird wanted to come out, but it went back in. The raccoon, the inventor, so the 3 energy, the 30 energy instead. Okay, there we go. So look at those little crafty raccoons up there. Decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being the trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and can juggle them well. Under Gemini energy too, we get a lot of roles. We end up juggling a lot of our time, our energy, even our resources. We want to do this, we want to do that. We're multitasking under a Gemini energy usually. So the raccoon is right on here. Decide on what you really want. Okay, the happily ever after, the best life ever. What is it you really want? Is that the castle of your dreams? Do you want that rainbow? What do you want? What calls to you, your heart? And you have the ingenuity to claim it. Okay, so once again, we go back to that 30 energy, that 3 energy where we can invent, we can give birth to. And it's about using our creativity in order to do these things, our ingenuity. Avoid being the trickster, practice integrity. I don't think I have to worry about too many of you here doing something like that. You all have such beautiful hearts. You have many roles and can juggle them well. You have many roles and can juggle them well. So don't worry about having too much on your plate today. It's going to happen anyways. Just juggle it a little bit. Follow the raccoon. And on February the 1st, I'm starting a little gratitude. I'm going to put them up probably at 5 a.m. my time, which is Eastern Standard Time. So hopefully I'll get the majority of you being able to start your day off with a moment of gratitude, hanging out with me. They'll be all under a moment, or all under a minute. So the moment is 3 minutes, right? So it's going to be under a minute, and I hope you join me for that. And until we meet again, go watch your sun, your moon, your rising signs for February. Get a good grasp on what the energy is you're walking into so that you can be proactive and go towards your best life ever. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.